This is the dumbest shiny hunting challenge ever. 3 shiny Pokemon in 1 sandwich for every type without shiny charm, and my reward at the end is the shiny charm. The one thing that would make this so much easier. And what makes it worse is I can get the charm just by catching this stupid pine cone. But in order to do dumb challenges, you need to be dumb yourself. And while it took me 28 sandwiches to complete all of part 1 of this challenge, it took 17 just for Ghost. I don't think I could have had a worse start to the second part of this challenge. There was an awesome Shuppet outbreak right outside of Artisan. I was even able to get these Shuppets to pop out from this spot on the rock. When I figured this out on my 3rd sandwich, you could hear the joy in my voice. Yes, sir. That joy quickly faded, as I was finding shiny after shiny after shiny, but I could never find a third in the 30-minute time limit. I took a break to take in the comet shower and decided it was time to try somewhere else, which was a bad idea, because I failed a Sableye practically instantly. No! I was able to reclaim it, but didn't get anything else. Area 0 was a bust. That's when I remembered that Bramblin was a ghost type and went to Asado Desert. I got the first Bramblin running back and forth on this path, but then this sandstorm happened. The Bramblins were just respawning themselves, so I got curious. I failed so many times before, I didn't care if I failed again, so I stood still. First hoping to get another shiny to evolve to Bramblegast, but also to see how the shiny would interact in the sandstorm. And there it was. All the other Bramblins were flying out of sight, but this one was just sitting here. I found my second shiny, but I only had 4.5 minutes left and was completely jaded from this ghost hunt. I decided to go to Levincia Beach, where I had some early success finding shiny Sandygast with a little town method. 4 minutes to complete a challenge that had already taken me over 8 hours of attempts. No problem. You could hear just how pumped I was.
Got like 2 more checks, probably max. Oh my god. No way! What? What?
This ghost story is not over. I had to go back to the Shuppet outbreak for redemption. I didn't use a sandwich, so I had all the time in the world, so of course it showed up in 4 minutes. And not only that, it had the rare mark. A 1 in 136,000 Shuppet. I caught 2 more, out of spite. Shh, don't tell anyone. I found the secret for all shiny hunts, and I'll share it with you soon. Doing the ghost sandwich was actually hurting my brain, so to switch things up, I started trying other types because maybe ghost types were just bugged. They were all fails. I got shinies, but never 3 in 1 sandwich. Once I completed ghost and got those Shuppets, I realized I should just try time skips for some outbreaks, and I got a really cool Chansey outbreak. I had never seen one of these before, and it was one of the types I needed to hunt, so I decided to go after it. I initially tried to complete the normal hunt for part 1. I had a Slackoth outbreak, so I would go for that, and then I would go to Area 0 to try to catch 2 Giraffarigs, but I failed every time. So I gave up on that one then, but now, it was time to get it done. The same thing was happening just like Ghost, shiny after shiny after shiny, but I could not get the 3rd, until I uncovered the greatest secret in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the hairdresser. In total, I had 15 normal sandwiches without success. Something had to change. I went to the hairdresser in Mesagosa and changed my hair to gray. Why? Because that's the color of the normal type badge in the game. All shiny hunts so far combined, I had made 47 sandwiches and only completed 1 type. I changed my hair color, and on the next attempt, normal was done. First was a Chansey. Chanseys take some time to catch. They have a ton of health and can heal themselves. These Chanseys also had double edge, which I learned when I failed one, meaning false swipe was off the table. So after catching this, I moved somewhere else with plans to come back after catching my second shiny. I had no idea Squawkabillies were normal type, but when I did, I went back to Artisan for a little town method and got myself a shiny blue bird, but I only had 8 minutes to find that second Chansey. Thankfully, they run away from you if you get too close, so you get a ton of spawns quickly, which is why after 3 minutes, 2 types were completed. I caught 1 more, just for spite. I love this psychic bird, so when I actually got in the Spathra outbreak, I was all in. And something so epic happened when hunting it, I broke one of my own rules. Before getting that outbreak, I started hunting in the area where I got the Dondozo during my water hunt. Using a psychic sandwich here, you get a ton of Slowpoke and Slowbros, but you also get the most annoying psychic Pokemon on the planet, Veluza. I only ended up getting 2 Slowpoke and a Spoink between 5 separate attempts, but I managed to reclaim a Spoink at full odds when I was just practicing my pathing for the Espathra outbreak. Amazing things happen when you change your hair color. It was time to tackle this outbreak. There were chickens everywhere. My path was to fly over them, then turn around, run back on the Rocky Mountain area, and do it all over again. I found one on my first attempt at the outbreak, but it was all I was able to get. My hair didn't let me down though, because 2 outbreaks later, something insanely epic happened.
Is that another one? Did a second one just spawn in my face? What the hell? Are you serious? No way! What the?
I was keeping both of these, even if I failed. And if I only got one more shiny, Psychic was done. Rules be damned, because this was just unbelievable. I couldn't stay too hyped about that happening though, because I needed one more to complete the challenge, and on a previous attempt I knew I was going to fail. I went to Montenevera to see what was possible, and you can get a family of Ralt and Gardevoir as the mom or dad. And Bronzong was there too. You know which of the 3 I ended up getting. You are now watching one of my most traumatizing shiny moments. I found this beautiful shiny Fire Oricorio, and you see that in the background? That's a shiny Rookidee. I was on my 6th flying sandwich, and this was before I finished the ghost hunt, so I was already frustrated. But having something so rare and special happen really picked my spirits up. I caught the Oricorio, and then all of a sudden I'm sliding. Squawkabilly is laughing, and I fell off the cliff. I climbed back up with the faint hope it was still there, but you know it was gone, and my mic was muted. This flying hunt was cursed. And to add insult to injury, I found another Oricorio on the same sandwich, and it had the rare mark. So I could have ended this on a rare mark shiny. I might be dumb, but not that dumb. I kept both those Oricorios and needed a break after all that, and went back to Ghost. Now with 3 types completed, my added hair dye method, and looking for outbreaks, I was ready to tackle flying again. I found a great Squawkabilly outbreak. I had caught and released a few shiny blue birds in prior attempts, so it was cool to see a different color for the outbreak. So I'm just gonna get started and knock out a few. What the hell is that? That is a full odds green bird from an outbreak. Lucky, I guess, but it ruined everything. A few outbreak checks later and I find a Skiploom outbreak, so I'll just knock out the 60 and... You've got to be kidding. This hunt is actually cursed. I had not even reached 60 KOs yet. At this point I didn't care. If I caught 2, I would just surprise trade 1 or give it away. I KO'd the 60 Skiplooms, found the perfect pathing for the outbreak, and then found 3 shiny Rookidees the next sandwich. And then this shows up right after the sandwich ended. I have never felt so trolled. Ooh boy, the outbreak gods were on my side on this one. You didn't even have to move a fully zoomed in map to see both of these bad boys. Donphan to the south and Toadschool to the north. Both fantastic shinies in my eyes, and I could get 2 Toadschools and evolve one into Toadscruel and everything would be alright with the world. On my 5th attempt, I found this adorable shiny Phanpy. I decided to keep this one because it's such an easy shiny to miss. Plus, look at that face. Could you release it? Could you? Don't you dare. This was the first hunt where all my attempts used the hair dye method, so ground type only took me 6 sandwiches. On my 6th attempt, I found 2 Toadschools so fast. This first one was caught 4 minutes into the sandwich, and the second one was caught 6 minutes later, giving me 20 minutes to find 1 shiny Donphan. Now, I need to ask you for your forgiveness. Sometimes you have to resort to underhanded methods to reach your goals. I used the picnic method. I'm sorry, I was just in the right place at the right time. I did have to find the right spot, but when I did, with every picnic reset, I got 15 Donphan spawns every 30 or so seconds, and with 3 minutes left, I got my brown rock elephant. No regrets. Lucario outbreak! Lucario outbreak! I repeat, we have a Lucario outbreak! I was determined to finish the second part of the challenge by getting a shiny Lucario, so I knew where I had to go first. Back to Zapapico. I've wanted a shiny Hariyama for so long, and was waiting until I got to the fighting sandwich to go after one. They spawn right outside Zapapico along with their Makuhita sons and daughters. One problem. I was having terrible luck with town method. I was either not getting anything or was getting them way too late. So something had to change. Literally all I had to do was move further out. If you want a shiny Makuhita and or Hariyama, make a fighting sandwich and go to this Pokemon Center. They are the only things that spawn, and they mostly spawn in families, so you can get new encounters so quickly. I found 2 shiny Makuhitas in short order once I finally realized this on my 7th fighting sandwich, but I didn't find a 3rd shiny, And the second Makuhita I caught was marked. I refused to release marked shinies now, so I kept and evolved that marked Makuhita. But after that, I had to find another shiny target. This took me to Bamboo Forest, which was close to the Lucario outbreak. Long story short, I found a really interesting method that got me a marked shiny Phalanx. But this spot just was not cutting it. I was then reminded that this crab is indeed not a water type, but a fighting type. And I rushed to this small beach, and man, there were a lot of crabs. My first attempt there, I found a shiny Crabrawler so quickly. Then I failed one just as quickly. After that failure, I was the most careful shiny hunter in the world. I was stopping after every couple steps to make sure I didn't miss anything, and it paid off because on my next attempt, I found both shiny crabs in under 10 minutes, giving me 20 minutes to find and finish this challenge with a shiny Lucario. I was manifesting like hell, being positive and telling myself I could do this. This Lucario would be the culmination of weeks of hunting, fails, falling off of cliffs, sandwich after sandwich after sandwich. 5 minutes in, nothing. 10 minutes in, nothing. Then...
Yes! 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 There it is! Yes, dude! It's over! We did it!